absorb some local color through the magic of AM radio.
Harkens me back to my youthful, careful days on the playgrounds of Forest Park School and my gifted days.
And you're gifted, all right. What were you gifted at?
Well, I guess I had some issues.
Detention?
There. Yeah. When my dad told me I wouldn't plan on going to Harvard anytime real soon.
You're going to have to get in touch with me. We're gonna link all the volunteers via satellite cell phone so that we can put out the message immediately, because you remember the problem we had in January. We had to have Governor Walker come in with the National Guard. It was horrible.
Steve, listen to me. Bring your own microphone because you lost this one.
Okay, Captain Ron, you've been doing it so well for the last few weeks. So go ahead and make my day.
Oh, great one with the magic pen.
Oh, boy, he wants that microphone forever, doesn't he? Now, you got to visualize it. We put a statue of Pete on this. Put him in wearing like a hard hat and flannel shirt, tool belt, snow shovel.
You mean like from the Village People?
Yeah, yeah. A couple of...
Now, wait a minute here.
Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your radio dial, streaming live across the cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, our own Kenosha Today #1 draft pick. You cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain him. Little Stevie, the Deflator. Casey is here in our Kenosha Today trolley partners.
Good morning, Mr. Barter. Good morning, Kenosha.
You know, I saw that in the paper that they were talking about the Tom Brady thing. We'll get into a little bit later.
We'll get into that because I made a prediction last week.
Yes, you did. Oh, I know you're going to gloat. But anyway, the guy was called the Deflator, and he says it was just a name, a nickname for trying to lose weight. So how's that working out for you? I thought I'd start where we left off last week, right? Also joining us this morning, our video coordinator, Channel 14's Volunteer of the Year, Captain Ronnie.
Captain Ron, good morning.
Good morning, Stormtrooper.
You didn't want to use his last name?
No. That's a gaffe, they call it. The Stormtrooper. In engineering the Kenosha Today train wreck this morning, 6-time WLIP Employee of the Month. Pete, you just can't seem to get to number 7.
Not happening.
What, was it something
it is.
Something we said? Or
ever since. When did the show go on
I'm
there?
telling you, I don't think a guy like you should wear shorts before Memorial Day.
Or after? Is that what your punchline
or
is?
after or during.
The #1 draft choice for the Urban Land Institute, Pistol Pete Surgeon, is here in full.
And I'm going to continue to wear shorts. And by the way, it is my birthday weekend, boys. So gifts.
When's your birthday?
Gifts are welcome tomorrow.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
So if you're listening on the Sunday replay.
Now, wait a minute. Is it your special birthday? Does your age match your waist size?
We're not quite there yet. Only 28. I'm not that thin.
Oh, you're not 52 yet?
No, not 50. Wait a minute.
You didn't send out memos or post it on Facebook or anything?
No, Facebook will announce it to everybody tomorrow. So I'll get inundated with birthday wishes from people I've never seen, haven't seen for a while. So.
Would you like to join me at my house for the party this afternoon?
There's a party this afternoon?
Well, there's a house number placement party going on at my house.
Hey, is your wife going to be there?
My wife's going to be there.
How's that going to work out for us?
1.
This is the music for the...
2.
Yes, I'll be placing house numbers on the front of my house this morning. The good news is the numbers will be placed in an appropriate manner. Okay. But the bad news, I'll probably be so damn excited I want to have a parade.
Oh, there you go. Hey, we got some calls. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Early.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is this Shirley?
No, it's George.
Oh, I thought this was Shirley. Your voice is a little
Yeah,
garbled.
she sounds just like Shirley.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay, sweetheart. What can we do for you?
Well, congratulations are in order for Pete.
Congratulations are in order for me. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Did you send him a gift?
Pete.
I know, but
for Steve.
Steve, what for?
What for?
Well, he didn't make it into the 27 club.
You didn't make it in the 27.
Are you
club.
talking about Steve or Pete?
Oh, you're talking Pete, me. No, the 27. No, wait a minute though, George. I'm not 28 till tomorrow, so I got a few hours here. If I want to make it into the 27 club. You know, if I could go sit in a padded room, I'd be safe till 28, but you just never know.
What's better than being with us? Your
but
buddies.
No, the 27 Club is all the great artists who passed away at 27.
Oh,
Exactly.
And I was joking and said, great artist that I am, I should be in that club. But I'm
you're not 28 yet.
not yet. No, if you're listening tomorrow and the unthinkable happens, this will be kind of spooky. But
So did you send him a card with a little bit of money in it?
Oh, no.
Is there, George?
Why not?
With what? With what money?
Does George? Does your phone have a delay on it? Because we ask you a
Who
question.
knows what this phone has?
Oh, okay.
okay.
All right, George. Well, anything else?
Well, that'll be about it.
Okay. Well, thanks. And Pete, you make Pete proud that he knows you.
All right, I have 14 more hours to be 27.
Yeah, don't call
so
back, George.
We'll say, oh,
Till
come
next
on, be
week.
nice to George.
Till next week. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. This is not George.
Oh my gosh!
Shirley,
Sound just like
He
him.
beat me. I don't know
beat
how
you, yeah, he
did
beat
it.
you to the
Shirley,
punch.
where are you calling from?
I'm calling from home.
That's not what it comes up as.
Comes up at a phone booth.
What?
No.
Comes up phone booth.
It says U.S. government. You sure you're not like a spy or something?
Could be.
Well, Homeland Security could have your phone tapped.
And happy birthday, Peter.
Thank you, Shirley.
Shirley, this week there was a big article in the paper. This car, and it says it was driven by an elderly woman. And
We don't know any of those.
That's not me.
And it hit the downtown jockey store. And apparently this is Downtown Inc.'s new strategic plan to make the jockey building look more like the other rundown, crumbling, dilapidated buildings in there.
Well, they are looking for a new place for a drive-in.
Well,
Literally.
I thought they hired you and retained you. This makes perfect sense to have all the nice-looking stores blend in better with all the rubble and cracked stores falling down facades. And now, here's our song for you. And
That
we
wasn't
think.
me.
Well, yeah, oh, come on. You call
I'm
this
not
with a
elderly.
caller ID that says United States Treasury Department, or what was that?
It just says U.S. government.
U.S. government. We know you're on the take.
So, yeah, I don't know, Shirley.
And
All
so
right.
here's the song for you, Shirley.
Baby, I can drive your car.
Oh, did we ask you to
Can I
guess that?
drive
Go
your
ahead.
car by the Beatles?
I think that was
That's
supposed to be
Beatles.
the new song for downtown, I think.
Yes, that's the new song for Down. Did you send Pete a card with some money in it?
I sent him a card.
Well, where's the money? What good's the card?
He's got to wait for the money. Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna crash
Maybe
into
when he
the
hits 30, then I will.
you're not gonna crash into the front of the Piggly Wiggly tomorrow morning, are you?
No, I was there last Sunday. I looked for you, and you weren't there.
Well, it was Mother's Day. You're shopping on Mother's Day?
Well, I had to.
Okay.
I had milk. They had milk on sale. So I
Oh,
had to go
you're
get
right.
milk.
They did. We were at the UAW all day with the Golden Strings brunch.
Are you sure that you were at the Piggly Wiggly? Because that building's still standing, unscathed.
I was there.
You didn't hit that one, did you?
No, not yet. No,
Not yet.
So what's in the oven? What are you baking today, Shirley?
I'm gonna bake apple bread.
Oh, I love apple bread.
And you making Pete a cake for his birthday?
No, I don't think so.
Well, geez,
I had a
I don't get it.
I know, no love from the Shirley department. She sent me a card. That's more than enough.
I had a steak and scallops on the grill last night.
Oh, sounds
New York
good.
strip steak.
You ain't want to know what I had.
Here we go.
Yeah, no.
Here we go.
Liquid. It was a liquid diet. I bet you.
No.
Wow, Shirley from way downtown.
Yeah, all right, Shirley. Well, thanks for
Good,
calling.
good evening. May I help you? This is Scott. Is this Steven?
That's not right.
And Pete, you got an early birthday present.
I did.
The Cubs won. I tried to call you from Kenosha Tap. But,
Okay, so here's the thing. We get this call yesterday. We put on there, hello, and all we hear on the other end is, oh, I can't hear them. Click.
That was
so
me.
you were on, Shirley.
Oh my
But you-
gosh! I tried, yeah, and I said to everybody, I can't hear. I can't hear them, and then so I hung up.
Hey, was that a lighten up with Lenny?
Yes,
Oh my goodness.
at
Okay.
Kenosha Tap,
Yeah.
all was really great last night.
Well, you know they do a wonderful job at Kenosha Tap. They really
oh,
do.
I love those people.
Nasser's a great guy.
And Terry, his wife.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, and Lisa, Lisa, that's the relative of theirs, and she helped bring the table around, so I had my own table.
What about Uncle Wally from Tennessee? Was he there?
Probably. Yeah, David Kirby was there. Elvis impersonated.
The vacuum guy?
Yeah.
He was there. Oh, he is so good looking.
David Kirby, who's that?
That's
been around,
Elvis.
yeah.
He looks.
Oh.
If
Now,
you
Shirley,
saw
calm
him,
down. You're going to
Try
hit
to
another
contain
building.
yourself, Shirley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
wow.
looks so much like Elvis, but even better looking. Dimples. That I'm telling you, I
jeez.
just
Take some cold
Do you
showers or
need a moment?
I do.
All right, Shirley. All right. We'll talk to you next week.
Well, happy birthday, Pete.
Thank you, Shirley.
Enjoy your day. And go Cubs, go today again.
Okay.
You betcha.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Well, then with that victory, they're probably not out of the playoffs yet, are they?
No, I think
No, they're in
they
a playoff
are really
spot,
playing
I
good.
think. Yeah.
So
Still, it's only May. Don't get too excited, but so far, so good.
One of the big national news stories was the jury ordered this guy from the Boston Marathon, the bomber. What's his name? Zokar Tinselhoff or whatever. Apparently, they're going to send him to. They're going to send him to the JUSM, and again, this stirs up the old debate, Stevie, that should we even have the death penalty? And you know what? Here's was a Kenosha Today production meeting discussing the death penalty, and what could be worse is we suggested that they put the guy in an isolated cell. And then they pipe in 24/7 nonstop replays of Kenosha City Council meetings.
So we decided to take a clip
Yes.
from the city council of what you could pipe in. This
'Cause
is
they-
worse than life, worse than death.
Yes.
I hope it has my favorite alderman on it.
Well, it does right at the end. Is this the one we're going to play?
Oh, you want to play that one?
Okay.
Oh, you want that because that's the roll call.
No, this
one.
is the roll call vote.
You want the roll call vote
Yes,
first?
yeah,
Okay,
let's-
here we
this
go.
is right at the end.
Here it is.
My lord.
Stormtrooper.
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 My lord.
Yuck.
My lord.
See? There's your favorite alderman right at the end. So,
Oh, boy.
anyway. Of course, they could sentence the guy at hard labor, send him out to the 17th district, and make him shovel snow.
By the way,
for-
somebody
Well,
pointed out
20
that the white caps, because we were having a discussion of where you can and can't see the lake in Kenosha County this week. And so somebody said that they could see the lake from white caps. That's why they called it white caps. I suggested it was because of the piles of snow that are always there. And that's how the subdivision
Well,
got
that's
its name.
because when we platted that subdivision back 25 years ago, we had consciously said we're going to call it Whitecaps, and that's where we're going to leave the snow. We're not going to shovel the snow. The streets department's not going to get out there so that whatever alderman is there is going to have
deal
to
with it.
fend for himself and deal with it. And that's what we've done. It's called Whitecaps because there's still piles of snow out there even this weekend.
I don't think you can. I don't know how you can see the lake from there. That's not.
Well, actually, when you're coming in on 158 and you're out by the old Kmart out there, because it drops down to the lake, you can actually see the lake from as far out as
from the top of the hill.
yeah, top of the hill. Yeah, you can see the lake coming in. Yeah, you can't see it from Whitecaps because the snow piles are in the way.
It's there so high.
Yeah. But when there's still some downtown businesses that have piles of snow in front of them, and from what I understand, the city's moving that snow out to the Whitecaps this weekend. So.
I talked to Bjorn, and he said, yeah, they were just finishing up that little.
Yeah,
touch.
just finishing up.
So-
Yeah, absolutely.
For those that haven't heard, we're here each and every Saturday morning from 10 to noon, bringing you 2 hours of rock'em sock'em stuff. Did you bring anything to the table?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I attended that house number placement seminar in Florida a few weeks ago that my former Alderman Mathewson and City Hall recommended I attended. It's a very complicated thing. For instance, if you live at 2222 whatever,
22nd Avenue.
you actually, or 2221, your house has a house number, and the numbers on the front have to coincide with the actual house number. Did you know that? That took me 3 days to figure out. So you put the house numbers on the house 2221, 2221. And they taught me this at the seminar, and I'll be having my whole family will be there because we're going to be placing the house numbers on the front of the house. And, my sisters, they get a little crazy when they get excited, and I'm
Jeez,
hoping...
where's that come from?
I'm hoping they're not going to want to parade down to the Sunnyside Club, because here we are finally in compliance with the house numbers, and we run the risk of being cited again for an illegal parade.
Well, we were hoping you were going to have a free lunch again for this beating. I missed.
Speaking of which, we had two seats reserved for you yesterday at the Casey Family Options Funerals and Cremations pre-planning seminar.
Who was sitting in there?
Well, you know what? and we were going to sit you right next to my favorite caller, and she asked me to play this. Her name is Cindy. She's the one from Bristol, and she had one thing to say as to about this show today.
She did. What was Cindy's?
Her favorite is Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, we can fulfill that request any second.
Why? She had a nice conversation with Cindy, and she kept asking that same question as to why Scott's allowed to be here.
Well, I often ask myself that. After some introduction problems last week, I asked myself. And
we had a wonderful turnout. We had about 45 people there, and it was all real positive. And hats off to the Women's Club and to the catering. Exceptional Events is a catering outfit that operates out of the Women's Club. It's David Veranek, and I'm hoping to get him on as a sponsor here before too long. The Women's Club is completely remodeled, and it's an excellent place for funeral lunches and confirmations and baptisms and retirement parties and things like that.
Birthday parties, Pete, we'll get you over to the Women's
Club. There
you
go. By the way, we had a nice turnout for my Dine and Dash event yesterday, about 40 people.
Yeah.
We had two seats reserved for you.
We kept the side door wide open. Yeah,
the food was outstanding, and you guys didn't show up. I was going to buy you lunch, for heaven's sakes.
Well, the good side is our badges came in.
You got badges.
Our badges
Son
came
of
in.
a gun.
So we can now make these arrests and turn in people.
Well, sure. Well, I'm going to be out tonight after the House number placement party. I'm going to be out carding people as a former alderman.
Yes.
I'm going to go down to the boathouse and I'm going to card people to make sure that they are of legal age, because that's what one of the aldermen in the past did.
Well, here's what you ought to do. When you show them the badge and you identify yourself, then you got to come up with.
Citizens arrest, what are you yelling about? Like you said, you broke the law, and I hereby, as a citizen of the United States of America, arrest you. Hooray!
Hooray!
Stevie the
Well,
Deflator.
I got to tell you, Scott, being a formerly federally elected alderman, which is also one of the quotes that was used as he was pulled over on a traffic stop. I'm a federally elected alderman. Really?
To get into security.
You carry the badge as an alderman, and I think there's still 3 or 4 aldermen who carry badges. But, I've always said, you don't need no stinking badges. I'm with the federales.
If you have a question or comment about anything, 262-694-1050.
Oh, and thank you so much to Donut Dave. We got donuts here.
Yeah.
Do I have chocolate frosting on my tooth?
No, but it's all down your chest there. This is an article in the paper. He's no Kenosha news reporter, a con artist, arrested in Sherwood. He frequently passes himself off as a Kenosha news reporter. This is why we have legitimate badges, so that if we're going to make an arrest...
Well, and also we have our serious journalistic license number.
Well, that's right. I mean...
I'm licensed through the state as a serious journalist. I went to the Brian Williams School of Journalism.
Yes.
And if there is no news, I make it up.
This he claims that he's a writer from the news and he's locked out of his luxury vehicle. And the story he says is if you can help him get in his luxury vehicle, he'll give you free brewer tickets. I'm thinking that's kind of our line. Those guys to buzz off and come up with something more original. I mean, like impersonating an alderman.
Why would you want to impersonate an alderman?
Steve impersonated an alderman for 20. How long? 22 years.
Did I mention I was on the city council for 22 years?
Forward with
Had I mentioned that?
You can visualize this. Tell the guy that you're trying to scam, that you're trying to your car door has been super glued and you're trying to get into your luxury.
Well, that's
MC
probably
Hornet.
why he couldn't get in the car.
Yeah.
His locks were probably super glued shut.
And then it would be a dead giveaway if he wants to give you free tickets on the trolley. I mean, that's not going to happen. That's easy.
Wow. Okay, I'm out of here. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next
everybody.
week. Good night, everybody.
Oh, better read a sponsor here.
I said, what are you talking about? He says, well, I was listening to the radio and I heard Barter ask you, so how's it working out with the missus? What do you mean? After 25 years, we're still on the bubble. You just never know.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, the best of times.
By the way, we are going to be replayed tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday.
Well, get a load of that. They must like us.
Tune in to WIP AM 1050. Listen to the replay of the show. There you go. It's Marilyn. Cindy.
I've never listened to a replay.
Well, you ought to.
I don't like listening the first time.
Well,
we can tell.
You try to learn from your mistakes.
My mistakes?
Yeah.
Like mispronouncing last names?
Well, yeah, there's a perfect case.
Allegedly.
Stormtrooper.
Ron's last name is Muttersbach, correct? Muttersbach.
Yes.
That is
And then
correct.
you can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced Excuse for Radio show on Time Warner Cable's Channel 14.
The media's making a monster out of you because they don't care about the truth. All they care about is entertainment. Well, you need a forum where they don't even know the meaning of the word entertainment. Public access television.
Gotta wait for it, Scotty.
Sundays at 6.
Oh, you can watch the replay, but I'm not wearing a suit today. I'm actually just wearing I'm kind of casual today.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Kind of casual. I got a full day this afternoon. Is it going to rain or not?
House numbers.
Selected scattered showers throughout the afternoon.
You know what? I think my tomatoes made it. It got pretty darn cold this last couple of weeks, but I didn't cover them, and the
You're
tomatoes
pretty close to
I
the
actually
lake, yeah.
I
Should be
actually
okay.
made it. I think the tomatoes made it through. So.
Oh, yeah, we had got down to about 34.
The
Lake
west,
frost,
west it was, but by the lake it stayed around 40. So you're
Well, you'd think it would get colder by the lake, wouldn't it?
No, actually, it only when it gets warmer to the west, it gets cooler by the lake.
Now, this is
Colder
way.
to the west,
Well,
warmer.
It's
way
already
above us,
way
way
too
above us.
complicated. Way too complicated.
Well, no, it's not complicated. The lake temperature is about 40 degrees.
Can I ask you a question? Who the
Yes.
hell are you, a meteorologist or
I
what?
play one on the radio. Coming up next break, by the way,
He's
awesome weather.
He's a year older now.
Tomorrow.
And a lot wiser than he
No,
was
he's not.
a year.
He's a day older.
Well, he's a year to me.
No, he's a day older from yesterday. Not a year old. You don't age a year just like that.
He was from the year before.
He did.
He's
from
now a
this show.
year. Yes, he's much more mature. Can't you tell him sitting over there?
Yeah, he's very
We
mature.
matured him up.
Yeah, we matured him up.
Oh, yeah.
Now, do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about Brady for a little bit,
My
and then we
last
can come back. No,
Okay,
we're not gonna talk about Brady.
now, I broke the news last weekend.
Yes.
I came in here
Yep.
and I predicted, because I looked at the Patriots schedule, and I predicted that he would be suspended for 4 games.
You got lucky.
Am I hearing the tornado whistles?
Yeah, it's 10:30 on the
Should we
Saturday.
should we be moving into the basement?
Nah,
I'm
you're
not going
fine.
to
You
this.
can't. Nothing can blow you away.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, if we're going to be secluded here, I want to. Who do we talk
Actually,
about?
we're gonna
sleeping
shelter
arrangements?
under you if you don't mind.
well,
Yeah.
Say, Pete, if we're going to be secluded here for an overnight, who do I see about sleeping arrangements?
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, back to the Patriots.
we
okay?
have a spot for you on the roof.
Oh,
Yeah.
with
It doesn't
with
leak. You're fine.
First strike lightning, right?
So I looked at the Patriots schedule, and I thought they got to suspend him for a game or two. And I saw that the 5th game of the season is a Monday night game. Is it at Indianapolis?
Now,
or
week
after?
5 is the bye week. Week 6.
6 week is
It's
he
at
comes back.
Indianapolis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at Indianapolis. Tom Brady coming back after his 4-game suspension. I predicted it, and that's exactly what they did. What do you think?
Well, you're the smartest guy on
Hey,
the planet.
deflator. You keep
Deflator.
deflating over there. Listen.
You're the
See, even as he's just sitting there, he's
You know, I got to
deflating.
tell you, some
deflating
some of
slowly.
these guys are such idiots. What would it?
Some.
What would it? This is the deal. You know, hey, Tom Brady, did you know anything about the deflating? Well, you know, actually, I made comments countless times to the coaches and to the managers that I like a softer football. But you know, that's all it is. The whole issue would have gone away. The whole issue would have gone
Aren't you
away.
hearing the sound effects?
Yes, I'm hearing it.
That's the maturity of our Peter.
I thought Pete just had gas.
Oh, that's a different. That's
This would be a good
different-
start. That's why the siren went.
Well, and they find
Happy birthday to me! Yeah.
well, they fined him $1 million too. Not Brady. They fined the Patriots.
Did
Well,
you see
he-
the idiot Patriots fans who started a GoFundMe page to raise the $1 million? Kraft, the owner, is a billionaire. Yeah. But
Yeah.
these fans are going to donate
Now,
money.
what Brady will lose in pay is 1.8 mil, compared to his supermodel wife. I mean, she makes twice as much money that he does.
Well,
So
the
that's
whole-
chump change.
The whole thing, and he appealed it, correct?
Yes.
He is.
You know, I mean, the thing just keeps going on and on. You know what? What you have to do is have to get ahead of a story like that. Just like in politics, something bad comes up, address it up front and be done.
I knew we were going to blend right into this.
You know, I'm
He could
going
be
to
an
tell you.
alderman. He's
Well,
got 4
for
weeks
heaven's
off.
sakes, did you know about the deflate? Did you know this and that? You know what? It may have not been the best thing. I certainly commented that I liked a softer football, and maybe they interpret that as wanting me to have the balls deflated. I apologize. I'll serve my penalty. I'll pay a fine, and let's move on. You know, but going to appeal it? Going to deny it? going to do this and that. He's a cheater. That's
just,
all there is to it.
Just like A-Rod from the Yankees and Ryan Brown, they all appealed it. They should have just, like I say,
just deal with it
and move on. I think the penalties might have been cutting a lot.
Well, what you want to do is you want to
to
bring a negative story to an end quickly. So deal with it up front and say, I'm no longer going to comment on it. I'll serve my suspension. That's the end of it. Serve a suspension and be done. This thing's going to go on for months.
What was
it's making him, it's going to tarnish his image.
What was your quote just now? You want to, something quickly? You want to, what did you just say? You want to, seriously, you just said something I thought was pretty profound there. You want to end.
Was I in the room?
No. What did you just say?
I don't know. Well, you want to put an end to a bad story.
Yeah. Now, what do we do with this show?
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, I pulled into the parking lot, and I went to plug the code in, and I was using a wrong code. I thought they had locked me out.
No, there'll be padlocks on the door. Did you?
All right,
see,
enough with the sound effects, would you please?
The same people that clean the bathrooms are now doing the yard work.
I have not used the bathroom yet today.
They're
but
using those same.
Yeah,
people,
they did some painting. Painter dude did some painting.
Those same people are now doing the yard work.
They painted the bathrooms?
Halfway there.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The brick wall.
So when you go to the bathroom, go with your one eye closed. So you don't
I may have to go. So if I leave abruptly, that's what I'm checking out the paint job in the bathroom.
Are we going to take a break here, Pete,
I think
for a
we
minute?
should, yes.
And then we'll get back and take some phone calls. 26269.
Nobody's going to call. They don't listen to us.
This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your dial. Brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. If you just tuned in, also in our Kenosha Today Trolley Barn, little Stevie the Deflator Casey is here, bringing you absolutely nothing to the table this morning.
I got nothing.
Yeah, well, you're showing it. Bringing
I got nothing.
Apparently, the name Deflator is working out really pretty well for you. Also with us, our video coordinator, Captain Ron E.
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper Ronnie.
Muttersbach.
And engineering the Kenosha State train wreck, recently being named the new bullpen coach for the Urban Land Institute. Pistol Pete Surgeon is here in full control.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Pete.
gentlemen. Hello, hello.
We've been talking of a couple topics, and if you want to call in, give your comments about the Brady suspension. Peter, are we bothering?
I'm sorry, what?
Where
do those rolls come from?
Where the hell? That's not a roll. That's a donut with sprinkles on top. Where the hell did you get that?
Ronnie, this is my birthday donut. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate it.
I knew it was.
And they brought me a card. I left it on my desk. We'll grab it during the news and open it. That'll be nice.
I guess we brought nothing.
You know what? I think it was my birthday on a Saturday. I didn't get any frickin' donut.
Watch it.
I'm sorry, what? I was eating my... I found an extra sprinkle.
Can you say crap on the radio?
If you think Brady's suspension was too long, too short,
and what do you think? What do you think would be the best way for him to handle that?
Yeah.
Here's an idea: keep your mouth shut. Be a little, show a little grace and dignity, and serve your suspension and be done with it.
So you're saying Brady's going to run for alderman?
Yes.
Exactly.
So we want to hear the listeners' opinion.
Hey, here's another question, and I tried to figure this out online this morning. You know, we've got a couple of ball players. Melvin Gordon drafted by the Chargers, and Trey Wayne by the Minnesota Vikings. Zach Epping was invited to their minicamp, their rookie minicamp. How did that work out for him? Anybody know?
They're still in minicamp.
Are they still in minicamp? Okay.
There's rookie minicamp. And then there is.
Are we interrupting your breakfast?
And then the veterans come.
Let's take this call.
Do that.
Wipe the donut dust off your mouth. And good morning on Kenosha Today.
Oh, hi. I have a question. I'm not really into sports and stuff like that.
Okay.
But you're talking about this deflated football and everything like that.
Okay.
What was the difference between what Pete Rose did and he got crucified?
Well, Pete Rose gambled. You know, that's a good question. What's the difference? He cheated, and Pete Rose cheated. Pete Rose is banned right now.
And deflating a football, that's just being a cheater, too.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the whole thing, I mean, it would have gone away had he just said, you know, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, I'm going to come back and play the best football I can.
Yeah, but that ain't fair for one guy to be crucified, and then the other one, little slap on the hand.
Are you a big football fan?
No.
Packers? No, you could care less?
Well, you know, I mean, I follow the different stuff on and off, but I mean, I'm not really into it.
Okay.
Well, you know what was interesting to me, I saw on the morning shows, you know, all of the past football players. I mean, I think Michael Strahan came out and said he should be penalized. He broke the rules. A lot of retired football players are saying, "Look, at the rules are the rules." Yeah. You know, but then
but they should all be crucified the same. You know.
Well, that's absolutely
that's a good school of thought.
That's all I had to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You know what? She's got a good point.
Well, when was that Pete Rose thing? It was back in the 70s?
89.
80?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it was way back.
No, it was back in the 70s.
Where his lifetime ban began?
No, when...
Oh, his gambling was probably in the 70s,
But still...
Charlie Hustle, that's what they called him, Charlie Hustle.
You know, there's another good question. Should he have been banned? He bet on his own team, but not to... Or did he... He got caught...
He bet on his own team.
To win, though.
To win.
Yeah.
There was some...
When he was manager.
Correct. So, and he was manager from 84 to 89 of the Reds. August 89, he agreed. See, Pete Rose agreed to his permanent ineligibility, too. It wasn't like they just thrust it upon him. He took it.
I wish he had that back. I don't know what leverage did he have to accept that. He should have. There was something else.
They probably had potentially criminal charges against him.
Didn't he go to prison?
No, he did not.
I don't think so.
So maybe that's why. Maybe I think there were some other criminal things involved where he agreed to the suspension not to be prosecuted. Yeah.
But you know these.
They did that to me with the whole parade thing. They said if
you're permanently banished from City Hall, aren't you?
Permanently banished from having illegal parades, and if you do it again, we're gonna throw the book at you.
Well, now we got our new badges in.
So, well, I didn't have a badge at that time.
Well, you got one now, Bob.
Well, yeah. So
if you're out checking IDs and you're checking out doing whatever, you can make this, right, Pete? You got to do it formally.
Now, can we post the whole once the numbers are on the front of the house? Can we post that on YouTube?
Sure, I don't see why not.
I'll put that on our website just to show everybody
Facebook it, so
that I'm in compliance, so that if the house ever catches on fire, the fire department will know where to go.
They'll burn Casey Byrne. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, hi guys, Mike Bjorn. Steve, how long were you on City Council?
Oh, don't ask.
No, I know when you're having fun how fast time goes. Hey, but listen, the reason I'm calling is, Scott, how did you enjoy the movie out at Parkside last night, the Citizen Kane movie?
Oh, I missed that one.
I know you were excited.
This is the Orson Welles deal? I missed that one.
You told me you were going to get a bus together and take 40 people out there.
I don't have 40 friends.
He did fill the bus with all of his friends. There were 36 empty seats.
Well, there's nothing going on tonight, but remember, a week from tomorrow, Sunday the 24th at the Women's Club, they're going to show the Magnificent Ambersons at 2 o'clock. And if it's raining and everything, I think that'd be a great day to go see a movie. But I would urge everybody maybe to bring a couple pillows, because sitting on those nice hardback metal chairs for 2.5 hours might be a bit
Sunday afternoons, I'm normally involved in Bible study at Our Lady of the Long Island.
Well, I think that's very
Now, I was, Mike, I was taken to task because of a statement I made last week about Orson Welles. Am I wrong, or did he finally admit that Orson Welles is from Kenosha? Did he ever give Kenosha credit?
Yeah, I had for years, I had a letter in the window, I got a copy of one of my buddies from New York, that he states that he's never said anything bad about Kenosha. It's a misunderstanding. He's a nice little town, blah, blah, blah. But it's like it still goes on today. You can say anything, and it's going to be taken out of context somewhere along the line. But I think Don Amici was really down on Kenosha, because when Don Amici was growing up here, it was a tough town on the minority people and everything. It was a very difficult town. And I think we've come a long way, but we're not perfect yet by a long shot. When I see the front page of the Kenosha News the other day where it's the white police officer kills black teenager, I mean, they didn't have to mention white and black. They could have said police officer, shot teenager in Zion. And then it happened again today, the mother of the kid who was killed down in Zion, the black mother. It could have been just a mother. There's certain ways of just bleeding thoughts and everything. And you think we'd be beyond that by now, especially with the newspaper. It's a good newspaper.
But they sell, that's what they want to do, Mike, is sell newspapers. That's what they do that for.
Well, I know, but still, I don't think that sells newspapers. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I think people that are still buying newspapers like myself, it's not the headlines that grab me. I want to read the whole paper, But maybe I'm in the minority of one. I don't know.
You're in the minority, I'll clue you.
One of the most, Mike, one of the most... I guess important people is the person that actually writes the headlines of the newspaper. Because very few people, other than yourself, will read more than the headline and maybe a paragraph or two and then move on because they don't have the time to read the whole paper.
Well, you guys know I force myself to read 5 newspapers a day, and if I read the Wall Street Journal, it's 6 newspapers a day. But it's something that helps me keep active. It's good for me as far as doing this business, and it just works.
If you're looking for something to do, why don't you try shoveling the snow out on 6th Avenue?
No, yeah, you guys took care of that. Thank you very much.
Well, and I know that you got good help down there at the shop. Your son is always there every day. What the hell do you? What the hell do you do all day long?
Don't mention my name.
I read newspapers.
I was going to say, you
Don't
stay at home at
mention my
the
name.
kitchen table and read newspapers.
See you later, boys.
All right.
There's an item on this week's city council agenda that would
another call?
No, that's the same one. That would make the Kenosha News the official newspaper of the city of Kenosha. And this is the council's apparently going to vote on.
No, it's the same thing that they do all the time. They have to award a contract for posting minutes and things like that. And for years it was the labor paper.
And then the labor paper went out. So
now they're back though. The labor paper is back now.
It is?
Yeah, it's reopened.
Well, anyway,
that's because I was approached 2 weeks ago with doing some advertising. But yeah, apparently there's a new editor in there, and they're going to be printing labor paper
again. At least
again.
for the last year, since the labor paper's been out, the Kenosha News has been the official media, whatever it is, and they have posted all of the minutes from both the school board and the county board and everything else.
The Kenosha News has been doing that.
Oh, at least for a year.
Where in the classified or?
Yeah, it's back in there. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
The obituaries. That's only the city council. It's only aldermen's comments get printed in there. So the Kenosha Today Weekly Report print edition was not in consideration for that?
They bypassed us.
They bypassed us. It's too bad.
Can you imagine that, Stevie? They didn't think we were.
I can't even imagine it.
It's serious journalists like us.
There's somebody fix. There's a fix on there.
They don't.
Why we weren't even in the running? I can't even believe it. You know, I've often thought that the Kenosha Today team should put together a publication
of what?
Yeah, whatever the hell we want.
Just a lot of illustrations. I'm thinking, yeah,
absolutely.
Pictures. Well, we have
pictures.
There's over 300 pictures on the Kenosha Today Facebook page that's been over there. For
you know what? I've never been on the. Now here's a general stupid question. When
salute general stupid, everybody.
I do not have a Facebook page, so can I go on Facebook and see your page?
Yeah. Just go to Kenosha Today, and it's all the pictures.
So I can go onto your Facebook page, but not through my Facebook page.
Just Google.
I know.
Just Google.
I know a lot of aldermen have Facebook pages. Alderman Dopey, Alderman Sneezy.
No. In fact,
Alderman Grumpy.
Here's
Blabbermouth.
The city still has. This is an article this week. City still no social media presence, and they were ordered. Administration ordered a year ago to establish a Facebook page. And I know you don't like Facebook or social media. However, the Kenosha Police Department, once they got a Facebook page up, they've solved a lot of crimes through that.
Yeah, there's no crime. I don't have a Facebook page, never have. And in fact, I'm trying to remember. I've had a private email address probably since the late 1990s. But I don't think I was an alderman. Did I mention I was an alderman? I was an alderman for 22 years, by the way. And I don't think I stepped down in April of 2010, walked away on my terms. I'd like to point that out. But one of the things I don't think I've ever done, I don't think I ever emailed anybody at City Hall or any constituent. I don't think I used my email, my city council email address.
We're starting to tear up
at all. And it was a sad time.
Focus with Casey.
I didn't know how to email anyone.
The Kenosha,
and I had no Facebook page.
The city.
I could not communicate properly with my constituents. I had to go.
Sooner or later, you're going to have to take a breath.
To porch and actually talk to my constituency. It was a sad time.
The Kenosha.
Now you get on Facebook and say, where are the potholes? Here's an idea. Drive around your neighborhood and figure it out.
Slow down. Kenosha developed an app. You know what an app is? It's that thing that goes on your cell phone.
Yeah, it's what you and I are going to have to fill out next week after they can us.
Called Public Stuff Kenosha. That's the app called Public Stuff Kenosha.
Give me a break.
There's some creativity that went into that thing. But administration was supposed to come up with this, and Council President Dan Prozansky said, well, they better explain where they're at, and they need to figure something out, because I think it's a good thing. Now, Pete had it. Can you?
Oh,
explain?
you're full of it.
No, what?
Kenosha doesn't need a Facebook page. What the heck?
Yes, they do. Everybody, Stevie, whether you realize it or not, this is the age of electronics. This is no getting around it. And if I don't like it because I had to learn all this stuff, but Pete, you got a Facebook page for your show?
Yeah.
WLIP, a Facebook page, a website.
Yeah.
This is the way of the world.
You walk around the grocery store, you walk around anywhere, and they're doing this with the phone. Click, 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 click. I'm at the grocery store now at Piggly Wiggly. I just saw Shirley and I just saw Steve Casey. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Who cares that you post that on your Facebook page? I'm going out to dinner. I'm going out to get a pizza. Who really cares? Yeah. Is your life that important that I really care about what you're doing 24 hours a day?
Yeah, buddy, I'm with you.
Hey, by the way, why is your wife emailing me? What's this about?
How's it working out with the missus?
Yes. Oh, I got to read another sponsor. Lee Plum.
With the Golden Strings. 2 sittings. The Golden Strings performed just an outstanding job. Hats off to, Stan Nozel, the founder of Golden Strings, and Helen Breidenbach, who's now the leader, the conductor. Just a wonderful group. The Golden Strings this summer, are traveling to Europe. They're going to visit their sister cities. They're going to visit sister cities, Wolfenbüttel.
Hold it, time out.
Wait a minute.
For a guy that's sitting there criticizing about you can't be that important, and what beeps on here is your text messaging.
No, my son was just calling me.
Yeah. You're not that important. He's not that important.
There he is again. Hang on a minute.
Don't bother with
hang
this.
on.
Yeah.
Hi, Thomas.
Yeah. Your dad's not that important.
Listen, I'm on the radio right now, talking on the air. Can I help you with
something?
something?
So don't swear!
Yeah.
No cussing.
Don't pull Scott.
Scott.
I'm on the radio as we speak. Did you want to say anything?
Thomas, did you need an extra $50 this week? The old man's
I'm
got
actually
it.
on the radio right now. It's talking on the air to about 50,000 people.
We're
hello
all
to
clicking as
Kenosha.
we speak. Yeah.
Oh. How was your confirmation rehearsal, son? Oh, shouldn't I be talking a personal conversation?
Well, you're
Thomas,
not that important. You just got through saying.
I got to run. I'll talk to you later.
Nobody's that important. You sit there.
We've reached new lows at this point. I'm talking to my son on the. That's hysterical. Who has more fun on a Saturday
That's not a
morning?
low. That's got to be a high. But this is exactly what.
Did you hear his reaction? I'm on the radio right now. You're on the radio right now.
When does this start? He didn't even know you're on a radio show.
Well, he don't. They have their own lives. He didn't see it on Facebook.
But this is exactly what I'm telling you. If you didn't have this, especially in your business, if you get a call, you get a text, you get an email, well, it's right there.
That's funny. One of my best buddies is David Lenman. He's a funeral director as well, and we were talking about how long did it go back that we had to pay bills at the funeral home with a check ledger, and without QuickBooks, and when did he remember getting his first cell phone? And I'll never forget, his father. Owner of Lenman Mishler Funeral Home, the very first cell phone we had was one of those brick style ones. It was about this big. And we thought that was just the cat's.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
The bag phone.
Yeah, the bag phone that you'd plug into the lighter. But for longest time, all we had was pagers. So if we were on call. And pagers were a big thing. That we didn't have pagers till the 80s. Somebody had to answer the phones at the funeral home 24 hours a day. So what you do is when you left the funeral home, you roll the phones to your home.
Right, call forwarding.
Call forwarding.
That's what I used to do.
And somebody would have to be there to answer the phones. When I was in mortuary school back in the 80s, there was no answering service. I lived at the Jelassic Funeral Home in the basement, in their basement apartment. And if I was on call for that weekend, I could not leave the building because I had to answer the phones. I was on call 24 hours a day. And that's what would happen.
See, so now
I could go to the only thing, Mrs. Jelassic, God rest her soul, she would let me go to church on Sunday morning over at St. Michael's Catholic in Milwaukee. So I would leave to go to church on Sunday morning and roll the phones to her house so that she could answer it when I was at church, but I had to be back in 90 minutes.
Now, don't you feel just a little bit ashamed and embarrassed over your comment about social media?
No, not at all.
Shame and embarrassment is not something that is in his vocabulary, I don't think. Talking about a guy who did an illegal parade.
Well, that's right.
Smiling
was
out his
that wrong
mugshot.
that I answered my cell phone on the air?
Well,
I mean, it's
10 seconds after you come out and say, well, we don't need emails, we don't need text messages.
Well, we don't need
We're
text
not that
messages.
important. We're not that
Well,
important.
no, who really cares about that you're going, I'm going shopping this afternoon with my mother-in-law.
Well, you know
who
what?
really cares?
I was in the line. I think I told this story on TV about a year ago at Walmart. And this lady is talking on her cell phone.
Oh, that bothers me.
Well, wait. It gets,
You think she's talking to you?
no, she's talking to Aunt Millie about her monthly flow. Honest to God. I says, I don't need to hear this. She says, I'm talking to Millie. I said, I don't care about Millie. I don't care about her situation or her problem. But it was annoying.
You're at the Piggly Wiggly walking around, and you got people talking on their cell phone, and I'm trying to pick out,
yeah, sure.
pork chops, and she says, well, and then you know what he said to me, and I turned around and said, what? What did he say to you?
Yeah,
I said, well, I don't need to hear your conversations,
They're talking in the
although
same-
I just broadcast my conversation.
Yeah. There's the old... Perfect. Let me finish these two.
Listen, I'd like to apologize for answering my son's phone call a few minutes ago.
You're not that important.
Generation business. That's pretty exciting. Fourth generation business.
You know, there's a lot of new homes being built around town, and I think with all the Amazons coming back and Uline and all those fine businesses that are hiring again, I mean, Kenosha is going to be a boom town. I mean, they're going back and finishing off subdivisions.
Well, I mean, Uline's expanding again.
Oh, my
They're
God,
building that big property out on where are they in Paris? They're building a big facility out there.
I think it's Bristol, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I think they annexed Paris.
Uline is Paris is north. You really don't know.
Well, no, they're building a new facility.
Yeah, but it's right by the other one.
Well, they're building one right by 142. They just purchased a bunch of property.
That's not Uline.
That's going to be Uline.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Well, somebody maybe can text you and clarify that.
You can Facebook the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kenosha
speaking
Today.
of, this show's being recorded for training purposes, or in the event you want to take it down the Kenosha.
Take us to court. If you want to
litigation.
If you want to sue us, it's being recorded.
Yes. So now we'll give you a couple minutes during the 11 o'clock break to put in a new track.
Can I read a new sponsor?
Let me. Let's do this when we first come back. We got to take this now, or we're gonna.
We got about a minute.
Okay. All right. Do that.
I'll read that. Yeah.
Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WIP AM 1050 on your radio dial. Being brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. In our Kenosha Today Trolley Barn this morning, taking serious journalism to an all-time high, reporting on local stories, state stories spanning the globe. The big dog, little Stevie, the deflator, embraces us.
Good morning, Scott. I'm sorry I was
texting.
just updating my Facebook page.
What's your on Facebook? You got to have a Facebook name, don't you? Have something
How about Steve?
Well, you can use your real name.
Oh, I thought you had to have something creative.
Well, I mean, you could. Facebook generally, they don't like you changing it too much.
Oh, okay.
So
Who's they?
the folks at Facebook,
Yeah.
the people that run it.
The Facebook folks?
Yes.
Along with the.
I'm sorry, I had to move the donuts. I couldn't see you. I
Yeah,
gotta make when I'm talking, I got to make eye contact. Oh, that's right. That's what Facebook is for. Can you make eye contact on Facebook?
It depends on how close you get the picture.
How about this? A little more face-to-face contact and a little less Facebook-to-Facebook contact.
But you can't take little snippets of Alderman's comments out of context if you don't have Facebook.
Yeah. What's the matter with you?
I can't get 20 seconds of what the Alderman says and make it sound like he said something else and post it.
Listen, I used to. There were times where I used to be quoted on from what things I said at a council meeting, and I was wondering if I was even at the meeting.
Let's take a call. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Russell. I was wondering how much a kiss casket costs.
A kiss casket?
I'm not really familiar with that.
Okay. Maybe it was for your birthday.
Well,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
At any rate, last week we talked about Alderman Bagdala and how he turned in this guy who was retired and his disabled wife because they didn't get their snow plowed.
Wait, you got to turn the tape.
Wait a minute now.
Tap the
For all of my alderman friends who are recording this, in case they ever want to sue us for slander or anything like that,
Jesus.
I'm going to stop.
Ideas,
we're going to stop talking. Turn the recorder off. Okay. Open the lid. Take the tape out. Turn the tape over. put it back in, close the lid, and push record on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, record.
All right, no, we're all okie dokie now, right?
I'm happy.
Okay. And anyway, Alderman Begdala filed this complaint, saying that he filed it on behalf of the others in the neighborhood. But our Kenosha Today investigative team went out there, and we couldn't find anybody on that block that cared less about this.
One big damn conspiracy.
So, in order to be fair,
here's an idea. Before you turn someone in with snow removal, why don't you knock on the door and ask why they don't shovel
Yeah, but
their
wait
walk?
a minute. Now, in all fairness, because we're fair, this was written in our home office on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. This morning's top 10 category. These are the top 10 reasons your alderman should turn you in for violating a city ordinance.
Go ahead.
Number 10, riding on the trolley alone when nobody else is on it. Number 9, hoarding every super glue tube in the city. Number 8, trying to be a superhero and shoveling the snow for all retired and disabled residents in the 17th. I mean, you got to be turned in for that. Number 7, openly cooking fresh roadkill in a Kenosha City pothole. Number 6, trying to fix the roof at the Southport Beach House using a cheap $29.99 can of spray paint.
Oh.
Number 5, laughing out loud when aldermen claim they actually attend committee meetings. Number 4, having the audacity to deflate old buildings owned by Downtown Inc. Number 3, requesting the Urban Land Institute replace every broken toilet seat in town. Number 2, for not having a photogenic memory and forgetting to record the Kenosha Today show on Saturday mornings. And the number 1 reason your alderman should turn you in for violating a city ordinance, for your continued insistence of claiming to be a serious journalist. So, we are going to be turned in. I like that.
All right.
That's good.
You got time for an alderman story? Before we talk about that other story?
This one?
I'll never forget back. This was about 15 years ago, where the sanitation department changed their garbage pickup rules. And there was a woman in my district that was disabled. She was in a wheelchair, and every day she would go out to the back door and put her single bag of garbage on her stoop because she couldn't get it out to the curb. Well, then they changed the ordinance, and the garbage collectors were not able to go onto private property to pick up the garbage, which meant she's going to have somebody every week take her single bag, because she lived there by herself, her single bag of garbage out to the curb. So I approached the Public Works Department, and I said, can't we just make one exception, a little bit of common sense? No, Alderman Casey, the rules are the rules. I said, okay. Then I'll arrange to get this garbage removed for her every week. So the next Wednesday, which was our garbage day, I went over to her house, I picked up the bag of garbage, and I walked it downtown, and I walked into the Director of Public Works, and I put the garbage bag on his desk. And I said, there you go. And I'm not going to mention his name because him and I were friends at the time. Put it on his desk.
At the time.
Put it on his desk, and I said, I'm going to tell you what, every time Lucy has a bag of garbage on her back stoop, I'm going to carry this down and put it on your desk, and then you can get rid of it for her. And you know what? The next week, the policy was changed. Sometimes you have to use a little bit of common sense. That's my point.
Forward with Casey.
Who was using the common sense, you or him?
Well, you know what? For heaven's sakes, it's one bag of garbage for one woman. Sometimes you just have to go the extra yards, the extra distance. No different than an alderman turning somebody in for snow removal. Why don't you knock on the door first and say, you know what? What's wrong? Why can't you shovel your walk? Well, I've got this problem. I've got this problem.
Is this the
blah,
replay
blah,
from
blah,
last
blah,
week?
blah. Oh, for heaven's sakes. My blood pressure's going up. I can feel it already.
That's why it's soothing music.
How about this? Just use a little bit of common sense down at City Hall. That's all we're asking you to do.
This is identical to
Nose, all through the mouth.
Yeah. Breathe in.
What does it mean when you have a pain going down your left arm?
Listen to the melody. It's okay.
Wait a minute. Let's all go to our happy place. I'm at home on my deck.
Be the swallow. Be the...
Breathe in, breathe out.
This, remember the situation from about a year ago when the resurfacing of 104th Avenue?
No, I don't know anything about that. What about it?
Remember when it was falling apart?
Did we ever talk about this or no?
That's a year ago now. Refresh your memory.
Excuse me?
I'm trying to refresh your memory.
My memory?
Yes, refresh your... See, this is how I go.
Here's an idea. Before you talk into the microphone, take the marbles out.
Just say Smith or Jones or something. There's no way you can pronounce that right.
Ball bearings.
Yeah. Anyway, so now they're still talking. Apparently Summers is going to have this conversation with the city administration.
I love the article, though.
And this was a quote from Summers Administrator Bill Morris. And
well, he was quoted from a hidden recording or something, wasn't he? Or something?
He was referring to 104th Avenue. He says that should never be part of any discussion. This popped up out of the blue, I think, because of one alderman, Dave Bigdala, putting some pressure on city administration. You bought it, you built it, you paved it, you're done.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
Well, I think Mr.
So, in
Morris
other words,
right.
they may have paved prematurely.
Well, yeah.
They paved without knowing who was going to pay for it.
Well, yeah. And
that's the bottom line.
Well, yeah. But
Right.
McDowell is saying, well, let's pave it and figure it out later.
Oh, figure out later.
Yeah, well, that doesn't work that
apparently we're figuring out later where the city's going to foot the bill.
Well,
congratulations.
It was about 140,000.
Yeah, exactly.
And they could have patched it, I think, one more time. Right?
I mean, it was nobody's denying it was in rough shape, but you can patch it up and make do until the two municipalities decide to play nice with each other.
Well, I
guess there'd be a lot of patching, but nonetheless.
And we can talk about this as well. I'm telling you, one of the next biggest political issues, aldermanic-wise or mayoral-wise or anything, is the condition of our infrastructure. These roads are in horrendous shape.
Yeah.
Horrendous shape. And I'm not going to vote for anybody who's proposing any cuts to infrastructure improvements. I really don't care about a new museum or a streetcar expansion. Here's an idea: fill the potholes and build our streets and make them sound. And this goes from years and years and years of neglect. This that doesn't happen over the last 5 or 6 years.
I think this budget they put an extra $1 million.
They've been spending more and more every year since 2008.
Mayor Bosman every year has increased the infrastructure in money, and he has spent more in 8 years than the previous 3 mayors.
Well, you know what? We spent a lot of money on trolleys, the initial trolley, and museums and other things, but unfortunately all that has to come from someplace without raising your taxes. And so,
Well, and I think the administration's done a fine job, but I got to tell you, I mean, and given Keith Bosman may or may not run again, my speculation is he's not going to. Whoever's going to be the next candidate, tell me how you're going to fix my roads.
Yeah.
Tell me how you're going to fix the infrastructure. You drive down 73rd Street between 30th and 22nd Avenue, and it's like you're driving through downtown Iraq, for heavens sakes.
Beautiful downtown Grozny, right? Yeah.
Is 7th Avenue the same thing? Parts of 39th Avenue, parts of 30th Avenue.
Yes.
And now they're doing a great job, but we'll have somebody call it, well, we're doing this street and this street and this street. Okay, you got 3 streets out of how many in the city? Well, I mean, and this is, and I'll take partially responsibility for this because I was on the council when we were neglecting the streets. We're in a situation now where the infrastructure is crumbling below us.
Is the mayor going to be at your house now?
The mayor's too busy taking care of his Casey's lawn.
He's out there with
what
a
do you think of my suggestion where we just close all the roads, give it 3-4 weeks, whatever, repave them all, and then reopen it up to traffic? Just get it all done at once.
Close the town down.
Close it down.
We talked about this when City Administrator Passetti was in the office. Don't you remember when they repaved, they reconstructed 22nd Avenue from 75th Street only to 76th Street, which is right by Greveno there.
Right.
And the businesses got together, and the proposal was that they were going to close one side for 45 days, and then the other side for another 45 days. And the businesses said, look, you're pretty much going to eliminate all of our parking for 3 months. I said, isn't there a better way? And Alderman Bradley and I approached the administration, got all the businesses in that strip from the Spot restaurant down to Greveno to all sign off saying, look, if you guys can promise that the road can be constructed and we can be back open in 2 full weeks, 14 days, not 10 business days, 14 days, we'll sign off on that. And they did. They brought in the problem with the road construction. This is what happens, and people don't understand that. They'll bring in heavy equipment to mill down the old road, okay? But then they don't immediately pave it. They go and mill another job, and then they go and mill another job. So you'll see a stretch of road that looks like it's under construction for 6 weeks, when actually it is, because the contractor will mill down all the roads that he has to, then he'll replace all the curbs that he has to, but on different jobs. Alderman Bradley and I took the position, listen, if you're going to bid on this contract, you need it done in 2 weeks. That's all there is to it. And we closed it down, and 2 weeks to the day, they had reopened 22nd Avenue. So there are ways to have contractors hold their feet to the fire and have them get the job done, for heaven's sakes.
The clock is still ticking on this trolley expansion. They have till August to do something, or they lose the $8 million.
Well, I think they're in the process of doing the engineer study right now.
But when the engineering comes back, and if it's more than what was allotted, then that has to go back to the council, and you could see a whole...
Well, either that or they'll have to... I would just hope that this would be a done issue. If it does go back to the council, sometime later this year, what's going to happen is it's going to be it'll be a political issue all over again.
You think it'll pass? If it goes back to the council saying, well, we need another 200,000.
I think that it just barely survived the recall, not the recall attempt.
Well, I would think that if I know how the some of the powers that be operate down at City Hall, they'll defer and put it off till the next April election, and then vote on it sometime this.
Well, then the $8 million goes away.
But you never want to discuss, and this is an old political thing. You never want to get real controversial in the fall before an election. So they'll find a way to either push us under the carpet or do something with it. They're not going to discuss this again. They don't want this to get to the council floor.
They've got to. If this engineering thing comes back and it's more than the money that they budgeted, it has to go back. Frank Passetti another text, huh? How about that? For somebody that doesn't believe. Excuse me, folks.
He apparently doesn't know how to turn his phone on silent either while we're on the air. It's kind of protocol.
Do you have a silence on? Can you turn the buzzer down? Really?
You take it.
Oh, for heaven's sakes,
Steve! You take it up here about 6 feet down. You just slam it on the ground. Then it goes off right away. Let me read a sponsor.
Well, that could be an important phone call.
Yeah, stand it.
I don't understand any of it.
Well, there you go. That's a different story than saying we don't need.
Where I was before I came here? I was at the planning center. My small business. We are now online with QuickBooks. That's how they pay the bills and things like that. And I don't have any idea how to even print a damn check.
There you go. See, it's a wave of the future.
Not a wave of the future. You go up to file in the corner. You scroll down to print. And then you might get another window where you have to click OK.
I'm getting another text. We're also
media and texting and emailing. My 12-year-old granddaughter comes over last summer. She's got one of these big tablets. Is that a tablet or iPad or whatever?
Pretty close, huh?
And I said, "What are you doing?" She says, "I'm hooking up to your Wi-Fi." I said, "That's wonderful. Do I have Wi-Fi?" I didn't know if I had Wi-Fi. But she goes, "You're kidding, right?" I said, "Well, yeah, I was kidding." But
well, and I should probably know those things. I had a family member come in, and we've got Wi-Fi at the planning center, and they said, "What's your password?" I said, "Well, I can't tell you. It's secret." She said, "Well, how do I get on your Wi-Fi?" I said, "Do I have Wi-Fi?" You're right.
The password is "let me in."
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
And don't forget to like Casey Family Options on Facebook.
Donut Dave.
Do you have a Facebook page?
And I see you do too.
No, I don't have a Facebook page.
Oh, I think you do. Casey Family Options.
What are you out of your...
No, he does. You're right.
You don't know your password for your Wi-Fi. You don't know you have a Facebook. Hey, guess what, Steve? I think you even have a web page.
You have 41 people who like you on Facebook, Casey. Family Options and Funerals. There it is. Thank you, Dave. Dave called you out.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
I'm going to like it right now. Now you got 42.
Unless it comes to business, I guess Facebook is no good. But then again, if nobody's on Facebook, how are they going to know where the business is? Maybe I should join Facebook.
He's got 42 likes now. I just click like myself.
You know what? If it wasn't for the donuts, I'd have hung up on you a long time ago.
You don't have the option of hanging up. Steve's got the board. I don't.
Pete's got the board.
Pete's got the power of hanging up.
Hey, when's your boat going in?
I can babble on all I want until.
Hey, so update me. Did you bring that new boat home?
No. It's coming home next week.
Well, I thought it was this last week.
Yeah, well, we had some minor hiccup, I could say.
Oh, okay. Well, everything's still on.
Is it at the bottom of the harbor?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So.
What's the name of your new boat?
The name that's on it now is Sea Cloud.
Okay. Well, now you understand, Donut Dave, that if you're going to change that name, there's a maritime ritual that you have to go through. You're aware of that, right? You just
Yeah,
don't
but
change.
you naked on the boat isn't going to happen.
Wow.
Whoa.
You have standards, right?
Dave from way
I'm
down
serious. I'm serious. If you have to, if you
So
change,
am I.
if you change the name of that boat, there's a purging process that you have to go
purging.
through. It's a
Otherwise known as
maritime.
Steve on Sunday morning. Yeah.
Listen, you're the computer whiz kid. Go on and say, how do you change the name of a boat? And they outline a ritual where you have to purge all the things off the boat that are. It's a whole thing. Otherwise, it's bad luck for the boat, Dave. Don't change the name of that boat.
Yeah, but that's
Is that right under? Is that right after? Don't bring bananas on the boat.
Yeah.
Bananas. The hell are you
Better
talking
look-
about?
You better look that one up.
Yeah. So what are you going to call it?
For right now, I guess I can't change it.
Well, don't
No,
listen to him.
I'm telling you, that's you ask any sailor out there, you can't change the name of a boat without going through the ritual. Now I can help you with that.
Oh yeah, this is an incredible guy.
What? Hey, can I go online and find something?
Yeah.
Or is that not allowed?
Hey, Dave, why don't you Google it?
What's that?
Listen, if I knew how to text, I would send you off a sternly worded text.
Well, hopefully you can learn how to text and Facebook and everything else.
Yeah, you know what? Here's an idea. Just get face to face.
Oh,
You know, and
yeah,
I'm,
he's still going. He's
I'm
going down.
specifically talking about alderman representation,
Oh, we don't-
communicating on
Okay.
Facebook and
All
everything.
right.
else. Here's an idea. Pound on the front doors
No.
and get to know your neighbors.
All right.
Hey,
Speaking of pound, I'm going to get going.
hey, can we order our donuts through you just by emailing them or texting you how much we want?
Yeah, or you can like Little Debbie on Facebook too.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, don't you
Ring the
remember?
bell, yeah.
Don't you remember, Donut Dave, where there was a whole discussion during alderman's comments where one alderman disliked or unliked or befriended. How do you unfriend somebody?
You unfriend.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so offended because this alderman unfriended me on Facebook.
Here we go,
and
Dave.
it just hurts my feelings that I'm not his friend on Facebook. Who really cares? Really? You're wasting my time during alderman's comments talking about someone unfriending you on Facebook?
now,
Wah.
That's exactly right.
aren't you glad you called and wasted another 10 minutes of your life?
Yeah, I got to get going because I got to jump on Facebook. I got some
Yeah, say hello to
unfriending to do.
say hello to say hello to all my aldermen on Facebook.
All right. Okay.
I'll do that. Have a good day.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. I think that was one of the last council meetings I watched. One alderman was saying, you know, I've never been so offended in my life. Another alderman unfriended me on Facebook, and he had up on the TV. He was posting the posts up on the TV. He had it was ridiculous.
Yeah, but
really,
if
you're
an
wasting
alderman-
you're wasting our time talking about Facebook.
Pete, now, if an alderman contacts somebody via their email, that's public record, am I right?
That is correct. Yeah.
So, and vice versa, right?
I believe
It's
yeah,
actually
I
vice
think,
versa. It's not vice versa.
I think that there's some
It's
gray
vice
area
versa.
depending on what the topic of the email is. But I'm pretty sure if it's on your official aldermanic email address, it's up for grabs.
Well, do we really need to talk about Facebook and what it did to an aldermanic candidate running for alderman a year or so back, where he had posted some pretty unflattering pictures on his Facebook page and got him in some trouble?
I didn't know that. Who did that?
It was a challenger,
It
wasn't
was
it?
a challenger, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah, once you post something on Facebook, it's there forever, except if you're Hillary Clinton. You
Then,
know?
well, you have your own server in your own house, and you're good to go.
unflattering pictures, you mean like racy?
Oh, I don't know what was going on.
Methinks alcohol was a factor in some of the pictures because I saw them, but
See, I don't.
the person was never elected. so
I
we
never
can't,
even saw the photographs because everybody knows I am not on Facebook.
Well, somebody took the time to physically show them to me.
Hey, when we
want to let the make the media, in the know.
speaking of Hillary Clinton, when we get back from the break, we can talk sports, but other than the Brady thing, that's pretty much exhausted, and the Cubs are doing really well.
Well, what about Aaron Rodgers? He was on Jeopardy.
Did you see what I was?
Spoiler alert!
Yeah. Oh, I guess what was the question was?
Well, the answer was Harley
Harley
Davidson.
Davidson, yeah.
And so he does like we did, make stuff up. And what's
For
wrong with
heaven's
that?
sakes. And did you notice the sweater he was wearing?
No, I didn't.
He was wearing a Mr. Rogers sweater,
Oh.
like from In the Neighborhood, or what's that?
yeah,
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And they said that was He did that on purpose.
Well, no
Mr.
kidding.
Rogers' neighborhood.
So if the baseball season ended today, gentlemen, the Cubs would be in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah. If they
If it ended today, yeah, please, no.
and
I'm just
if the
saying.
season ended before it got started, we would all be in the playoffs.
That's true. I'm not going to be like the Brewers fans last year. We're in first place for 5 months. But, it was kind of nice.
We're talking about
sports.
sports.
Nice to be there.
Kingfish open up in a week.
Yep.
28th, is that?
Yeah, 28th.
6th or 8th.
A lot of exciting things going on at the stadium. Duffy Dyer coming to town next week, and going to be on. We're going to get him on the air sometime in June, I would hope.
Well, let's see if we can do at least an hour and a half, if not the whole 2 hours. What the hell?
With Duffy?
Yeah. I know enough baseball. Do you know? You don't know much about baseball.
I don't know crap about baseball.
You can't say that. Boy,
But I can
you
name.
are just hell-bent on
I can
getting us
name
kicked
the.
off.
I can name the
We
1969
don't.
Chicago
Hey,
Cubs.
Pete, look at the time. Time to go for a break.
Billy
We'll be back
Williams.
in 1 minute. If you just arrived on the trolley.
Good thoughts there, Scotty.
I was checking my email here.
Holy crap.
This is the Kenosha Today Show weekly report coming to you live here at WLIP AM 1050. Brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. I'm Uncle Scotty Barter, I think, and along with the little...
Are you
Stevie,
all right?
The deflator, Casey. See, this is what happens. You guys start goofing me up, and then
How did we goof you
I
out?
start goofing you up.
I start calling people by their wrong names and going down the home stretch here.
You smell something burning?
Go ahead, talk. I gotta answer this email, right?
No, he's on.
Do you smell something burning? Seriously?
No. Why? I'm eating a donut. Somebody talk.
Hey, here was a story. The headline was Fantasy Sports Brewers stay after game to run the bases, and somebody emailed this to me. In what was sure to be a night they will remember for the rest of their lives, a group of excited Brewers players stayed after the team's game against the White Sox Thursday evening to go on the field and run the bases at Miller Park. This was so awesome. I've dreamed about running all the way around the bases on a real major league field. Smiling and visibly overjoyed, center fielder Carlos Gomez told the reporters moments after sprinting past home plate, adding that he imagined this. Several onlookers also added that it was adorable seeing several of the younger rookies being guided by a team mascot, Bernie the Brewer, after running in the wrong
wait a minute.
direction.
They were running around the bases?
Because they didn't do much running on the bases during the game, Stevie. See, so it was fantasy sports, you see. And yes, you missed it. But that's okay.
Wow.
We'll put it on social media. And
Put it on your Facebook page.
Yes,
that way I never have to see it again.
Hey, you want... I have a Facebook
How was that donut, Pete?
Oh, it was so delicious.
So
I can't even tell you.
So what do you think of the fact that I nailed it with the Patriots last week?
You're lucky.
I still don't think Brady's going to serve a game out after his appeal.
You don't?
No.
Sure he will.
I don't know.
Who's he? What's his basis? In fact, who's going to hear the appeal?
Roger Goodell. So the union is not very happy because that's a big conflict of interest. But yeah, I don't know. Think it's actually advantage Patriots if they can stay anywhere near 500 in those 4 weeks. Say he gets all 4 games. Tom Brady's 38 years old.
Who's the backup quarterback?
They don't know yet. I mean, it's still working out the.
Did Tim Tebow try out for the Patriots? Or
No,
did
Philly signed him.
Philly signed him. Okay, okay.
So now think about this though. Brady's 38 years old. He gets 5 extra weeks off, 4 for the suspension. The bye week starts his season in week 6. If the Patriots can stay 500, go 2-2.
Yeah, sure.
Brady's fresh and ready to go for another playoff run.
See,
so what actual punishment is there?
Right.
He's just not another pretty face doing the weather here.
How many seasons? How many seasons do you think Brady has left?
Oh, probably
this one might be it.
2, maybe.
Yeah, it
I
depends.
mean, it's take a beating.
Well,
as a
how old
quarterback.
Brett Favre played till when it was when?
Brett Favre was 40-something.
41, I think.
Well, played till he was 41. Yeah.
Not very effectively,
No,
I would argue. But
Well, he played pretty effectively for Minnesota.
the
for
first year
instance.
in Minnesota, but
Yeah.
after that it was...
Pretty much.
Yeah, then the second year he was done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as a 40-year-old, he almost got him to the Super Bowl.
And then,
one play away.
and then he threw a pick in the NFC Championship game. We
Right.
never saw that before.
Well, don't you lose your edge after 40?
I lost my edge after 20.
Pounds or inches? Hey, you want to talk? Is this a call?
This
for us,
is a
Pete?
call, yeah.
Okay. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hey, this is Wally down in Tobin.
Okay, Wally, go ahead.
How is that a punishment? that Tom Brady has to stay home for 4 weeks with his wife.
Yeah, right. I hear you there. I'd like that kind of punishment.
And you know, if you can't say crap on the radio, how come you can say Larry?
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 Oh. You know, the Jimmy
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Jimmy Fallon said the other day this will be the most time that Brady's spent on a bench since he went shopping with his wife.
Okay.
You know, when guys go shopping.
All right, good talk, everybody. Yeah. Thank you, Wally.
Thanks, Wally. Hey, you got your? Did you buy your tickets for the Hall of Fame induction in July for Brett Favre?
No.
That's they're going to do that at Lambeau, right?
The actual.
Well, no, I mean, is that
the ceremony will be in the atrium, but they sold tickets for the bowl.
And you'll watch that on the.
So you can watch it on the big screen, and then he'll walk out on the field, and you can applaud him. And
is that how it's going to work?
Well, now, do you think they'll sell that out?
It's already done. It's already sold out. But all the money for the bowl part goes to charity. So that's
so the stadium, all 100,000. What do they seat? 100,000? 88,000. So there's 88,000 people who bought tickets to watch him inducted.
Well, I think there's 80 in the bowl, and how many ever they can fit in the atrium. So yeah.
The atrium ain't much. No, maybe couple hundred.
I think that was where that's where the actual ceremony is.
You know, when they won when did they win the Super Bowl? Back in 2010, 2011.
It was February 2011.
2011, yeah. My wife took the kids out of school, and they all went to Lambeau Field the next day, and it was, I think it was like 20 below zero.
Yeah, because that was the same week of the big blizzard.
That's right, and they stood, and they were only about 2 rows up, and as they carried by the Lombardi Trophy, my wife was able to touch it, and the kids, but they stood in it. Gosh, I think my son ended up with frostbite on his toes because it was 20 below zero, and they were out there for hours.
I was in 97, the day after they won that Super Bowl. I was out there for, I think 8 or 9 hours we were sitting in Lambeau while the bus is going 5 miles an hour through the crowd from the airport to try to get there.
Yeah.
People were mobbing the bus. It was ridiculous.
Let me read a couple, finish these off.
It's actually not the 4th of July parade. Isn't it called the Civic State Parade or something?
It's the Kenosha Civic Veterans
You're going to walk with me in that?
Parade or something.
Am I going to walk with you?
Yeah. Just
hand in hand?
No.
The last Sunday in June is indeed the 28th, so I would think that's what it is.
All right.
I think we
Okay,
have a
phones on silent in the studio. New rule.
Good morning on Kenosha today.
Not mine. Mine's off.
Good morning, guys.
Hi, Paulie.
I want to challenge Steve. He was boasting before that he can name the starting lineup for the '69 Cubs.
He can.
He always gets one. No, he gets one of them wrong every time.
No, okay. Well, let's go through it. Billy Williams, left field.
Right.
Don Young in center field.
Correct.
Santo, Kissinger, Beckert, and
Banks.
Ernie Banks on first base.
Henry Kissinger played
And
shortstop for the Cubs.
Who was in? I always get right field wrong. Is it Jose Cardinal?
No.
Nope, he didn't play for them until '72.
Right. Billy
Jimmy
Williams
Hickman.
actually played right field.
Who?
Jimmy Hickman.
Jim Hickman. I always get that one
And who
wrong.
was the
And
catcher?
then the catcher would be Randy Huntley.
Hundley,
right.
not
Hundley.
Huntley.
And Fergie Jenkins on the mound.
Yeah. Well, in the
Fergie, Bill Hands, Ken Holtzman.
I remember, Paul. I remember getting Joe Pepitone's signature at Stanlock Buick on 60th Street. They brought him in for a promotional thing, and this was back in the early 70s. He was the first Major League ball player to bring a blow dryer into the locker room.
This is riveting information, isn't it?
He had his hair done once here in Kenosha, I think.
We learned that on text messaging.
Joe Pepitone.
Yeah, and I can't believe it. You didn't realize you had a Facebook page.
Well, listen, my apprentice funeral director manages that Facebook page. I knew.
She's a wonderful woman.
I've never been on it.
She
Which, by the way,
graduated, too.
she graduated last night from mortuary school. We're very excited about that. She's attending a big senior party up there. I think she graduated 1 or 2 in her class, and she'll be done with school. It's kind of strange. They graduate before they're actually done with school. So she graduated last night. And her last day of class is on Thursday. She's going to be our new full-time funeral director, Patty Fitchett. Very proud of her. 5 years ago, she was a stay-at-home mom. And 5 years later, she's got a new career and a new life. And, best of luck to Patty. She's a very valued employee, and we're happy to have her. No.
This message brought to you by Casey Family Options, by the way.
And you know the reason I knew that? Because I read about that on Facebook.
Here we go.
Attaboy, Paul.
Here we go.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Hey, Paul, you have...
Yes.
Yeah, you have a. I was going to say goodbye to you, but apparently you're not done yet.
Well, no, it's Pete. Pete Sargent is the 42nd person to like your page already.
That's correct. You betcha. Number 42.
Well, actually, don't they have?
Great number.
Let me ask you just a general question about Facebook because I'm intrigued with this whole thing.
General question.
Could you actually pay somebody to periodically update your Facebook?
Sure.
I mean, are there
Well, people
businesses
do.
out there?
People do.
I mean, there are businesses that have Facebooks, but I just don't have the time to want to go ahead and.
There's dead people that have, right up your alley, there's dead people that have Facebook pages.
You should include that with his funeral.
Charles Nelson Riley has a page.
Oh, yeah. Remember him? Yeah. Sure.
He doesn't. He's claiming he doesn't have the time. He doesn't have the technology.
Well, Paul, why don't I pay you and you can update our Facebook page every day?
Hey, it's negotiable.
Yeah, we can do
I'd
that.
love to. Yeah.
You can post different types of things. I don't know. Is that the thing to do if you're a small business to have a Facebook page?
Oh, certainly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Whoopie ding.
Paul comes up with great Facebook content, so I think he'd be good to go.
Well, he knows more about my apprentice funeral director than I do, apparently, and all through
Because
Facebook.
I learned about it through Facebook.
I learned about it through Facebook.
What do you think of the Cubs?
Well, she's a friend of my cousin too. So.
What do you think of the Cubs? They're going to go all the way this year?
Not all the way, but they're if I was a Cub fan, I'd be happy with the way they're going.
I think they're playing extremely well.
Okay, let's keep in mind it's May 16th.
And look, don't get me wrong, I'm not etching out the trophy yet.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's a good start.
Yeah, okay. I'll talk to you in October.
Okay, fine.
Well,
I'll
Game
game 7 tickets.
Talk to somebody. I got to get back to Facebook. I'll let you guys talk to someone else. Okay.
Who cares?
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Paul.
You want to? I got to read these last two.
Yeah, you know
then-
what?
and
This
then we
is
can get
this.
to.
I don't think I can do this anymore. This is getting old.
From Kenosha.
Oh, Dale.
Listen, I'm very disappointed.
SSPR show is sounding pretty crisp this morning, man.
I am very disappointed in you, Dale.
Why? What did I do now? Or what didn't I do?
Yes.
Well, you understand that the alderman of the 17th district turned in somebody for lack of snow removal, and I thought I'd assigned you that quadrant.
Nah, it wasn't me.
So you're passing the buck.
Even with my bum knee, I was doing what I could.
Well, I'm telling you, he turned in a family, and of course, then he went before the finance committee and wanted that fee waived. But you probably read about it on Facebook.
No, I don't do the Facebook thing.
You don't? Oh
No.
my goodness! Are you kidding me?
I'm old school.
That's okay.
Yeah, get face to face.
Anyway,
yeah, go ahead.
I want to go back to where you guys were about a while back. Anyway, Uline is building a building out on 142 and 94.
Okay, I stand corrected. What was going on over in Bristol? Is that
one too?
Is that are they making two buildings, or is that just the old one?
That's over in Pleasant Prairie on 116th and H. They've got two more buildings going up there, and they've got another building going up at where their original one was out on the interstate.
So that one of those buildings was dealing with the tree issue, right? Uline had to cut the trees down in some place. Yeah, didn't say. Well, we can't cut the old trees down.
I'm not sure.
There was
an
article in the paper. So
I know there was a big stink about Jelly Belly when they built there.
What was there stink about that?
About the trees.
Well, they wound that road in. They wound it in this way and that way, so to avoid taking the trees down.
Well, the good news is now they'll be able to put the trees back pretty soon.
Maybe they can put one in that'll grow jelly beans. Huh?
So Wally or Dale, I mean, are you back in the? Are you healed now?
Yes. Well, pretty much.
You're out cutting the grass, and you don't have to milk this anymore?
I could do everything but anything.
Everything but anything.
Makes sense.
Makes sense to me. How about you, little Stevie?
Well, I figured Stevie would understand that.
Oh, I understand that.
You understand so little. It's hard to.
Are you gonna be at the Piggly Wiggly tomorrow?
You know what? I'm gonna make an attempt to.
What do you guys do? have this rallying, this rally point at the Piggly
Well,
Wiggly
at one
every Sunday
point,
morning?
Shirley was at the Piggly Wiggly. Bill Lawrence was at the Piggly Wiggly. Volunteer Dale was at the Piggly Wiggly.
It's almost
I
like a
was there with my
quorum.
wife.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like WLIP home week.
Did you guys make sure that you were issued a public meeting?
Yeah.
Proper notice?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think we ought to start wearing our WLIP T-shirts when we go shopping. Over
Well, they don't have triple X.
We don't have shirts.
Well, we could sew two double X together.
No, then it would be WWWLLIP.
Where did you happen to see a WLIP T-shirt?
We'll make one up.
I have a couple of several ones from like 10 years ago.
You have an old white T-shirt. All you got to do is get a magic marker and put WLIP.
Oh, that's professional.
Dale, don't you remember when I wore my Fabulous 5 T-shirt to the city council meeting?
I never watched it back when you were in there.
He was never on it.
He was never there.
I know. I mean, he was never there, so there's no sense in watching.
Now, be honest with you. I was your alderman for how long? You never voted for me once.
22 years.
This is not a quiz.
But you know what, Dale? I didn't need your vote because I won anyways.
You always had my vote. I had your back.
I know that.
You had his back, his front, his side, and everything in between.
The whole committee,
The whole
apparently.
committee.
I thought he was the whole council.
By weight, I was a quorum. All right, Dale.
Oh,
Thanks
boy.
for the call.
Yeah, I just thought I'd let you know that those are that is the U-line buildings going up out there.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, have a great one.
Okay.
Now, you want to 10 years ago when I was on your, you had a goofy little TV show, didn't you?
That's where this free plays. Yes. That
Okay.
goofy
Oh, that's
little
right.
show.
That goofy
Steve
little
show.
show. And don't you remember I brought the box of Jelly Belly Fabulous 5?
That wasn't that long ago.
No, that
No.
was only
It was about 3 or 4 years ago. Yes, I remember.
So I brought
that.
the Fabulous 5 jelly beans.
Which was the legitimate
Which
name.
is a
of this.
legitimate name, Fabulous 5. And, of course, we may have innuendoed that Jelly Belly had named the Fabulous 5 after the Kenosha alderman.
Yeah, we?
Maybe I said that. Yeah, maybe I said that.
Yeah.
And Jelly Belly sent me a nasty email telling me to cease and desist because they did not name the Fabulous 5 after the Fabulous 5. There's no collaboration. There's no anything else.
Even Jelly
But
Belly
I want to
wanted
go.
separation.
I wanted to go on record again today. So now listen, if you're recording this, again, forward this to the Jelly Belly executives.
Oh, jeez, what's the matter with you?
It is my opinion, it is my humble opinion, that the Jelly Belly Company named the Fabulous 5 jelly beans after our Fabulous 5
But you're just
alderman.
guessing.
It's my speculation.
Speculation is a guess.
And I am a serious journalist.
And you've got nothing to back this up, right?
Right now, they're on the phone. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? They didn't name the Jelly Bellies after us.
By the way, for those that can't spell litigation, it's Casey. Stephen.
Really? Really?
Well, I'm not going down.
You got nothing else to do in your life than to squeal on me by calling Jelly Belly. And did you hear what he said about the Fabulous 5?
Well, what if we're tied up with lawyers in that for the rest of the summer? What's about my golf game? What about your, how many texts have you had now since the
Well,
last
listen,
half hour?
the only time I get a text or a phone call is when I'm on the air. I don't understand that.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
Nobody wants
You
me.
want to talk presidential
otherwise.
politics for a couple minutes?
I'd love to.
The big,
Silence.
Good talk, everybody.
The Clintons so far this year have raised $250 million in public speaking engagements.
Yeah, boy, I tell you.
In 5 months.
I still
$25 million a month.
I think that the Republican...
And she wants to represent the common folk.
Yeah, well, I don't... You know, the one guy that I thought was going to emerge was the governor... Deval Patrick from Massachusetts, and he gave
a
an
Republican?
No, he's a Democrat.
Okay.
And I thought that he would be the next Democratic candidate, but we can talk more of this after we take this very important phone call. Good morning, you're in Kenosha today.
Good morning, this is Cindy. How are you?
Oh, very good, thank you.
Oh, Cindy, I have a question for you.
No, she called in. Let her
Sure.
go first. Jeez,
Did
excuse
you
my
hear
rude
something,
friend here.
Steve?
Go ahead, Pete, play it. Cindy from Bristol.
Does this make your morning?
I just love that, yes. But I wanted to thank you, Steve, for such a nice, informative seminar and a wonderful lunch yesterday.
Don't they do a nice job down there?
Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
The chicken, orange chicken, and everything was great.
Did he really have 2 seats for Pete and I?
Yeah, at your table, Cindy, right?
Yeah, there were 2 extra seats at our table.
And I thought Pete and Scott were going to come, and they never showed up.
We missed
And I wanted to remind, or to say happy birthday to Pete, too.
Thank you, Cindy.
Happy birthday, Pete.
Well, it was good to see you yesterday, Cindy. Now I can put a face to a name.
Yeah.
Cindy, you got a Facebook page?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Hey, put Stevie. You can be a friend with
Stevie.
Stevie.
Page too.
Do you have a recipe page?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I had scallops on that.
Sinfully good recipe.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to check that out. Do I have to be on Facebook to check it out?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you'll have to mail it to me.
I think Pete sees them. Don't you see?
Oh
those,
yeah,
Pete?
I see him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll have
somebody's
to.
putting a pizza in.
You know what?
There's a wonderful no-bake strawberry cheesecake that you layer with lady fingers. It sounds wonderful. I'm going to have to try that.
You know what? I think my daughter's on Facebook. I'm going to have to go through her Facebook page and sinfully. What is it called again?
It's spelled CYN and then a hyphen.
Oh.
Good recipes.
Oh, very good.
Cindy, while you're talking about that, I want to introduce another one of our sponsors for Stevie, Overeaters Anonymous. I put my hand in yours, and together we can do what we could never do alone.
Eat the whole cake ourselves.
Eat the whole cake.
He was very polite yesterday, and he was I think the last person to serve himself.
Oh, this ain't gonna be this guy we're talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody out of line.
And it was wonderful. It was a great lunch, and I have to go back there for another one another time.
Well, call
very
us.
good, very
Pete
good, Cindy.
Because I hate to cook lunch.
Pete and I will be there this time. Let us know when it is, because Pete and I will be there.
We're going to hold another Dine and Dash seminar.
yes.
So
I appreciate you coming, Cindy. It was always a pleasure.
No, it was really good.
Thank you.
And very informative. My husband and I will probably get back to you. You won't have to call us back because we'll probably get back to you soon.
I appreciate that, Cindy. I really do.
All right, dear.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks. We're talking about Hillary Clinton, and I just don't think she's has any appeal to.
Well, name another Democrat who's gonna.
Well, I thought the guy that with this DeVale Patrick
ain't gonna happen. She's the anointed
well,
one.
then I'm going to tell you right now, Marco Rubio is going to wax her, because everything that he has.
Is that his official campaign strategy? Or?
Wax? I'm going to wax you.